Every man that is born on this earth has passed through the legs of a woman. We have had nurturing, caring mothers. Well, hopefully all of us have. And if we not, I'm so sorry about that. There's a lot of bad cases and situations. But you asked me earlier what a real man is. A real man knows the value of a woman. And
right,
we need women.
You listed qualities that uphold male supremacy and domination. Like the whole protection racket as well as providing. Like women have the capacity. Women should not need to depend on men to have access to.
But you do realize, Kenzie, you're saying that now after we have reached a modern era where you have the convenience of all the things that men have established for you. So now all of a sudden you don't need them. You wouldn't be saying that 400. Let me finish. You wouldn't have been saying that 400 years ago when we still had to go out and you didn't have, let's say, like an AC in your house, and and you had to have a hierarchy of hyper competitive men, and men also had to compete with those men, and we had to scratch and claw because life was tough for everybody. You wouldn't be saying that 400 years ago at when you would also be struggling with your guy. You're saying this today because all the things that men have built as well as provided. This is a man's world. I know you don't like that, but this is just facts. Throughout history, we have brought our society to this point where now you reap the benefits of all the structures, although imperfect. Again, we have agreed on a few things, although imperfect. You're saying that now, when you have the convenience of sitting, all these technological advancements as well as structures that men have struggled a long time to create, so now you can have this equality, of a structure, and now you can say that. But you wouldn't have been saying that 5 years ago when we had to go fight bears just so we could bring food home. None of the women were saying that.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about like the hunter-gatherer thing, because that was honestly just like word salad, I would really appreciate it if you would get out of your feelings and actually like engage in the rhetoric. If we're going to talk about like the hunter-gatherer, I would argue that like if we do even adhere to the subscription that men were hunters and women were gatherers, then women still provided 90% of the actual labor within the tribe, because prior to that, there wasn't really very good refrigeration methods. And so like it wouldn't last very long and they would be gone days and they would have to travel, where like the things that women gathered.
You're missing an important piece. Women didn't want to do that. You're also missing that too. Women didn't want to do that.
Oh, can you give me like a reference on what you're referencing? Because
you mean to tell me that women were so men held women back for going out there and fighting bears and lions and all the other creatures that were out there, snakes, and women would rather.
She just asked for a source. She doesn't want your emotions. Get a source or move on.
Oh,
yeah. And if I would actually argue that, like, depending on the culture in itself, like if we look at the Scythian tribe, 40% of women and girls were warriors.
40%. Yeah. Oh, now you got a cite to that one. I'll wait.
Frank, I don't know why you're emotional. You've been asked for a source. Why don't you bring it for us?
Okay, so make me.
Did he say there's high estrogen in the room?
I don't know.
Yep, and it's not from Kenzie.
You know what's really funny is I was actually just sitting here and right next to me.
Toxic masculinity.
Right next to me is a book called Testosterone by Rebecca M. Jordan Young and Katrina Karkazis. It talks about the mythology.
You clearly need it.
It's all about the mythology of testosterone and the things that
everything becomes a
are
myth.
not
Right.
Right. So, Frank, like, are you trying to emasculate Heath by saying he doesn't have enough testosterone?
Yeah, I don't understand the whole jumping thing that he did, trying to protect you from, cold hard facts.
It wasn't.
Well, I was not protecting.
He was just trying to speak man to you because somehow
you don't have to jump. I mean, yeah, but when people start jumping in, it just starts to show that, oh, okay, this person's in trouble. Let me come in and kind of back somebody up. So you kind of need to back up.
What I was doing.
So that kind of discredited your point.
What I was doing.
But she was hanging in there. I thought we were having a great conversation. You didn't need to jump in.
What I was doing was I was tired of your diatribe that had no backing to it whatsoever. So if you find that source, we can continue with the conversation.
But I've asked for a source multiple times from Kenzie, and she wasn't able to cite to any of those either. So how's that fair?
What source did I not give you? Oh my God, thank you for this.
How do I make this into the big screen? It's the first time I'm doing this.
Well, I'm sure you can figure it out. You're a leader, right?
All right, well.
Man has big brain, figure it out.
Yeah, let's go to ad hominems when we can't prove our point. That's fun.
That wasn't an ad hom, that was just saying.
Man, you sound way more feminine than Kenzie. That's hilarious.
And my nails are painted, is that
Yeah,
that too?
Yeah, I believe you.
Do you want to talk about your toxic masculinity next, Frank?
Sure, let's talk about it. What was so toxic?
Well, we're waiting for your source. I'm not going to let you pivot, but that's next in the list.
I'm trying to pull it up. One moment.
Great, great.
Just don't disconnect me.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Give me a moment.
Okay. What's the title?
It's from the history of men hunting, from the caveman era to all of the different ages that it cites to.
That's a
I'm
long
sorry. What's the source? Frank isn't giving very much.
I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Yeah, relax, easy, calm down.
That was a good comment.
Easy, calm down.
I'm not the one who's emotional, Frank.
Ooh, that's a hard one to disagree with.
So I'm sorry. Where did you get this from?
I just dropped it in the chat.
You can't drop hyperlinks in the chat.
Oh, Jesus.
Frank, can you just read us like the title and what organization it came from?
I gotta read through the article. This is actually the first time that I'm actually reading through these two, so I don't want to cite a source that I haven't read, and then I'm gonna put it in, and then we're gonna go back and forth. Give me a
You
moment.
don't know. Wait, so you're learning about your claim?
Sure. Is that a problem? I mean, we shouldn't learn.
Because I would actually say if you if you're going to make a claim, then you would already know.
No, but these are self-evident facts that even to this day, men hunt. I mean, I don't understand.
What was my argumentation?
That you said that women also hunted, and that wasn't true.
I actually did not say that.
So what did you say?
Wow, we don't even know my argument. I said even if I subscribe to this narrative that men were hunters and women were gatherers, that women still provided 90% of the sustenance as gatherers.
Right, and that's okay. And what
So
was
men
wrong
only
with that?
provided
That
like
was-
5%.
That was the role structure they had. Men hunted, women, you
Right,
gathered
but
with that. So what's wrong with that structure?
I just told you that women provided 90% of the sustenance and that men only provided 5%. So women are still doing a majority of labor.
But those were the roles that guys brought in the meat. They lifted physically. They were, they have more ability even to this day. Men with testosterone, they were able to lift up all of the animals, because there's no women that were out there lifting up 200, 300 pounds of buffalo. It was men that were doing that. And then women were doing exactly what you said. What was wrong with that
Whole
structure?
buffaloes? You think men were lifting whole buffaloes?
With their pinky.
Was all that testosterone in their balls?
You would definitely know nothing about that.
So Frank, I'm going to take your position as a concession. I appreciate that. But tell me what you meant by what you just said to Heath. Like you wouldn't know nothing about that.
Anything masculine turns to toxic masculinity. I think that, your view is very in tune. All right, go ahead.
No, wait, Frank. Tell me what you meant by that. Like, what was the diss toward Heath?
What I meant was that he is, talking in a very feminine manner, and men are men, women are women, and he seems to not have those blurred lines. And the way his conversations are, and how emotional he is, 1,000% he has really high estrogen, so he definitely wouldn't have testosterone in his balls.
So wow, that was men are men, women are women. Like, what a fucking scholar, Frank.
Well, you asked if you want a scholarly answer, we can go down that road.
Do you think that queer? One second, right. I'm just making fun of your take. Do you think that queer men are men?
If they are XY chromosomes, they're men.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
So
science.
it really doesn't matter
You don't
the
agree with
level
that?
of testosterone you have.
No, you don't agree with that?
Chromosomal
XY are not men? You don't agree with that? I thought you were big on science.
XY is typically male, but no, there are males who do not have an XY karyotype.
Books are closed on this. It's not typically. It is male.
It is typically.
No, 1,000.
Do you know the 5 biological markers of sex?
XX female, XY male.
That's okay. So chromosomes. We'll take that. What are the other 4?
No, these are all that are relevant. Everything else is just confusing word salad.
So Frank, if I bring up a source that says that males can have XX, will you concede?
Males can have XX. Feel free.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. And wait, I just want to make sure. Will you concede when I bring that up?
Depending on the source.
National Library of Medicine.
If it's from the modern day stuff where we have a big push about this LGBTQ stuff, it's hard to believe their source either. They clearly have biases.
So what would be a good source for you?
Something that is outside of that realm. That's a tough one because the entire academic has been hijacked by this LGBTQ. Oh, facts hurt. Okay.
No, it's just
You don't
really
think so? You don't think that the universities are left leaning and they have biases?
You asked me a question. It really astonishes me how many people like yourself reject education. And
it's been hijacked. It never used to be like that up until recently.
Just in order to like stay ignorant and maintain this idea of like gender binary, like you are why modern feminism is still necessary, Frank. Like you do think men are superior to women, which is why you've been trying to emasculate Heath by telling him he has feminine characteristics, because this binary of how men are supposed to be is to reject any form of femininity. And it's even to me in, your misogyny telling me that I'm emotional and that I don't like facts when I'm the only one who's been able to reference sources and haven't been throwing a little temper tantrum on live. Like, I think with all due respect, Frank, your intellectual capacity has been reached within this conversation.
Oh, sorry. I had a phone call. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a phone call from my wife. Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, what were we talking about?
I said that I think your intellectual capacity within this conversation has been reached.
I completely doubt that. I very much so doubt that. I think that you have a lot of malice against men. I don't know what happened to you, but I wish you Godspeed. Your name is perfectly fitted.
Is Heath a man? The one above you by biopolitics?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. We do not claim him. No. Yeah, no, we don't claim him.
Why not?
Well, the day that he's going to start injecting TRT in him, we'll definitely bring him back. But for now, no.
Wait, you said that to be a man, all you have to have is XY chromosomes. So why are you now like appealing to testosterone?
Oh, I thought we were talking about masculinity as like an opinion. You switch from literal because you're very insulting too. So why is it only okay when you do it?
But yeah, no, I'm glad you picked up on that.
Oh, there you go. See, so I'm not reaching my intellectual capacity here. So for somebody else to jump in to kind of help you out, showed your capacity for it because he knew that you were getting owned, so he had to jump in and kind of help you out.
What argumentation? One second, Frank. What argumentation has Heath provided?
Why did he jump in to our conversation?
Well, he asked me before I started the live if you go live with me, and I said yes.
Why? No. Why would you need that? I thought we were having a very genuine, back and forth.
That's not the question.
Learning.
That's not the question.
No, that is the question. He jumped in.
No, the question. Yeah, you said he jumped in because I was failing. So I'm wondering what argumentation.
1,000%.
I'm wondering what argumentation.
He jumped in when I said that women are only behaving.
I literally had a question. You said something about the value of women.
Don't mute me again, I'm going to back out. Don't mute me again. Don't do that.
I'm not muting you.
Yeah,
I just did it again. I just did it.
Okay. The guy with high estrogen is doing that. Okay.
I was answering your question.
Do that again and I'm out.
I was.
If you want to leave, Frank, you're welcome to. You seem to be like really.
Well, I hope you guys stop having malice against men and actually let men. This is what happens when men don't lead. People turn out like you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Big kiss. Mwah, bio. Love you.
I literally came in because he said something about the value of women in his opening comments, and my question was going to be what he thought the quote value of women was. It was not because you were failing, because God knows you can eat somebody up better than I can any day of the week.
Well, and I'm like, again, he didn't even understand my argumentation. And this is what just astonishes me. The unbridled arrogance in your ignorance and lack of knowledge that you think you're doing something and you're not. Like, you are utterly drowning and you're like, I'm out swimming you, ma'am. Like, that's how fragile his masculinity is.
Right. And every time, as far as my argumentation, I would try to go down a route. Like when I was talking about the five biological characteristics of sex, like he couldn't even respond to that. It was just emotion.
Incoherent.
Like